Hi folks, this is your old pal Uncle Al. I hope a lot of you have been watching my videos and going back, and if you see a low count, I think it was last four or five videos, there's been one that hasn't been 100% and had one dislike on it. I know which one it is, and probably I'll type it up on the description below. This is a VR for Mamabear Prepping. Now, I'm not a prepper. I'm an old time survivalist. So I'm prepared. You guys are not. You're going to be wondering what the hell's going on. And this is why I do the Texas snowfield, because a lot of Generation X, a major portion of the millennials have no idea what's going on. And Generation Z is looking up from the video games like, what happened? Okay? Now I know a few alpha omegas knows what was going on. And they always come to me, old Uncle Al, because old Uncle Al is one of the last old. How old is Uncle Al? Real old. Okay, and I'm kind of exhausted. If you've seen my first video this morning, as I talk about, I forgot, a mail call. It was a great package from Hubble's Cat. Now, you should have been out of the cities I warned you not to be in. LA is one of them. Okay? LA has its own problems. Thank God it's not going to get nuked. Of course, everything else. I can see Steve jumping up in the foothills screaming, Wolverines! And I can see Chinese aircraft opening fire with 25 or 20 millimeter cannons. I don't think you do Wolverines too much after they saturate your acre and a half. Now, a lot of people, this is why Uncle Alan hates war, because next couple of years there's going to be a lot of assassinations, coups and overthrows all over the world, rebellions, because nobody ever reads history. It's like a bad photocopy of history. It just keeps repeating itself because nobody remembers 1920s. I don't remember that long ago, Uncle Al. I've been taught to school and go up. No, you've been taught wrong. Okay? One of the worst things in bread and circuses is the American school system. Next is the American media system. That's the news, and that's movies, TV, radio, whatever, and books, and newspapers, and whatever. So don't get involved in bread and circuses. The bread is government subsidies like milk, cheese, bread, money, cash, whatever. We'll probably shoot the moon. We have this $3 trillion package. Everybody be happy. Wahoo! That's a lie. Okay? People don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear lies. So every time you tell the truth to them, it falls on deaf ears. Now, I tell a lot of people, read the Bible about bread and circuses. Nobody ever reads it. I get kind of fed up because nobody ever listens to old Uncle Al. And old Uncle Al's warning you, you only have 5 weeks. Okay, this is the main point of bread and circuses because a lot of the normal people that runs our government probably leaving because the Democrats' plan is total chaos. And most of the Democrats are really actually, and also Canada's, certain party members or belongs to CCP, either bought out, blackmailed, or hooked on, or, same with big tech and businesses. They sold out. Pharmacies, electronics, you name it. They have their hand in it. Entertainment industry. So Uncle Alan doesn't watch regular TV. He picks and chooses what he likes to watch. I'm not watching the Tokyo Olympics. We are in a pandemic. Okay? A lot of you don't understand when I say the COVID red dragon. Still, nobody ever gets that. Because I had to explain it to somebody. It's not aliens. It's not kind of weird disease. You're off track and way off. You're not even in the loop. A lot of these preppers just copies Uncle Al, last of the old, survivalists. You're just copying Uncle Al. You have no idea what's going on. Okay? Life is going to suck. starting in 2022 until 2040. That's 20 years, folks, of the Greater Depression. Okay, and we have the Greater Dust Bowl, but I'm not mentioning it because that'll freak a lot of people out. And I told you, if you keep voting Democrats, it's going to happen. And what happened now? They voted Democrat. Okay? We have no manufacturing base. We have hardly no agricultural base. We have screwed ourselves into a corner. Now, a lot of people, like Couples Cat, have no, they're so out of the loop, they're only concerned, like, Canada's a wonderful place. Or Praxis Prepper, I'm not taking the shot. Okay? I can't take the shot for two reasons. It's a RNA derivative. Uncle Alan's allergic to flu shots and pneumonia shot or pneumonia shot because it will kill me. And two, a lot of people who took the shot will have prostate problems, erection problems, penis problems. Nobody ever listens to old Uncle Al. Nobody ever studies fringe science. I study fringe science. Okay? A lot of you guys have no idea what's coming up because of BlackRock interfering in the stock market and real estate, that's housing bubble. It's going to burst. And the stock market's going to kamikaze, not like at an angle, but straight down. And one day we're going to lose 5,000 points. And I tell people not to invest in the stock market. Okay? It's going to kamikaze straight down. Not at an angle in a few years, a few months. We're talking days, hours, going at 400 miles an hour. So I'm making it clear so you can understand this. And if you don't understand this, come over to Uncle Alan's house and I'll give you the truth. Bring your ear here and I'll pound the truth in it. Okay? So, what happens when we have on the housing bubble, on the, the stock market? Two of those things are connected. Okay? Luckily, it doesn't affect our manufacturing section because it's already screwed up and destroyed, so we don't have to worry about that. All they're going to do is talk about racial justice, gun control, social issues, and none of that's effective. And their $3.5 trillion infrastructure program is a waste of money and time because it doesn't deal with infrastructure at all. Okay? And where are they getting money from? I don't know. There's only 350 million people in the United States. So where are they getting $3.5 trillion? I'm looking, is it under the rock? Oh no, we're going to print out some more money. And I can make my own money. Give me a 20 and I can photocopy it. Not very good, but it'd be the same as the US dollar. And it's backed by China, which a lot of people don't understand. We have red money and we have green money. Green money is in short supply. Red money has gone through the roof. That's why Hollywood sold out to, to China. China's running the strings. Okay? They want a war in Africa, especially in Ethiopia. Why? Because they can control the Suez Canal. They're looking, the Ethiopia have nothing to do with so wrong. Check your geopolitics. This is again bread and circuses. A lot of people don't understand that's the second part. Part one is Taiwan. Part two, Ethiopia and the Horn of Africa. Nobody ever listens to Uncle Al. Number three is South Africa. This is important because if the UK doesn't get involved with South Africa and help them out and send help and economic and military aid to help solve their problems, they're going to lose a king. And I don't want to see Harry S. King because the king mother dies from a stroke And you know who gets power? Unfortunately, he's too old, and it goes to you know who. They're a nice family, but they get assassinated by an African group. I won't tell who it is, but Harry and Meghan, from the safety of their new palace in Canada, is going to stop them from taking over what's left of England, Scotland, and Ireland. And Ireland's like, and also the IRA, what the? You know, you guys are infighting too much that you don't see the enemy coming across the ocean with a knife. That's to Ireland. Don't fight each other. Make peace and stop. You only got like 5 years before. And then going to be a common term in Ireland, the Black Irish. Same as the common term in America, the Black Gestapo. We know who those three-letter guys are because the Red Skull is taking over Marvel Comics because he's now black. Remember, that's not a mask. He wears a mask over his face, which is a red skull caused by the super soldier experiments. Now, whatever version of Steve Rogers is awoke. So he's anti-American and probably a brainwashed alien or an agent of Hydra. Jawohl. So we're screwed 10 ways to Sunday. Okay? Marvel has to walk a thin line because if you kind of notice, they've been changing a lot of their characters to be awoke and fit into the dialogue of the CCP because they pay off Marvel. This is bread and circuses. I already talked about bread and now the circuses. All events on media are paid by China, so they can influence you. A lot of people never listen to Uncle Alan. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's simple brainwashing. If Uncle Alan can do it with speech construction or speech modulation or experimentation, like you all are under control. It's easy. You have no free will. You will obey mass media, which is true, and Uncle Alan can use it for his advantage. Now, if you want this to stop, pay $2.17 to owe Uncle Al in the description. But nobody ever does that. Okay, if I have 75 million Americans pay Uncle Al $2.17, I could stop a lot of problems and I could reverse this. We have less than 19 years. A lot of you young people who are alpha omega, you're going into a world where you're radioactive. There's no medication. There are going to be advances in medication if you live outside of the USA. In the smart countries, USA is going to suffer a greater depression, which lasts 20 years. And you know whose fault it is? The Democrats. You're going to have the greater Dust Bowl. Whose fault is this? This one was so great, it reaches Mexico and Canada. Again, whose fault is it? The Democrats and a few Republicans. Okay? No manufacturing skill. Possibility of not one, not two, five tactical nuclear war. First two, Taiwan. Second, Ethiopia. Third, you take your pick. Okay? Now, nice thing about it, if Russia, their autocratic regime, talked to Europe, and Europe's getting smart, France and Germany will talk to Russia. Guess who's United States get kicked out from and who's taking over the UN and NATO, which will be Russia. This is a big shock to everybody because half of the UN is bought out by China, CCP, but nobody really listens to old Uncle Al. In about, I forget, what's 10 years from now? I think 2031, Russia's the big hero, okay? They're going to have some changes. It's going to be a birthing pain, but everybody will we be waving the new Russian flag, like in Ethiopia. Russia will be a good guy. And through the EU's efforts and capability be less autocratic and more democratic or republic, and they will help out 100 times better than America because Russia is closer to Europe. Russia will back Europe against foreign invaders like China and the new improved Chinese version of America. So you're going to be horrified that we're now the bad guys? Yeah, like Hitler and 42, or was it 45 Nazis going around the world. You're now the Nazis. Okay, folks? A lot of people, but we're, you know, the three-letter guys and the A group, no, we're the bad guys. Yeah. In the next 150 years, anybody involved with those groups are going to be called Black Gestapo, Black SS, scumbags. What was my favorite term from the aliens? Oh, yeah. Evil people against humanity. That was from the Normans, but they're always mouthy. I like the derogatory term from the Metrons. I can't say it here, but, you know, they're right. And then the Alphans is like, no wonder they call you Earthlings. You're a pile of, yeah, I know. Because my alien friends are cracked up. So if it gets really bad, I got a free ride, so screw you guys. And like I said, none of you really understand time travel, dimension travel. You know, Uncle Alan's just sticking around to make sure that 75 million Americans survived this great disaster. It's called the Great Disaster. It starts in 2022. And Captain Crazy tried to prevent it, tried to stop it. This is your future. This is Uncle Alan's future. I escape. This is you. Russia is going to be the good guy. Cuba is going to be the 51st state. We lose. Unfortunately, Puerto Rico, it comes independent. And a population of 3 million went down to 1 million within a year. Disease, strife, civil war, 2 invasions, a nuke strike, tidal wave. The tidal wave is a good one. People says, oh, we're not worried about it. And all of a sudden, the earthquake didn't affect them, but the tidal wave did. Just stripped everything off of Puerto Rico. There's nothing left. Nobody wants to hear the future, so don't listen. Truth will fall on deaf ears. Add a little salt because the clown's been having bloody noses and headaches, and I'm not feeling too well. This is the long one. This is the VR for Mamabear Prepping on bread and circuses. And I'll look into the future. So you have a nice day. Please watch CORSAIR trainers. Okay, get your water preps ready, Steve, because it's coming up. And whatever you face, remember, 2022 is the start of the Great Disaster. Okay, you have the Greater Depression, the Greater Dust Bowl. You can stop all this, but they'll never do it because they're stupid, real stupid. If you refill three of the sisters down where I am, fill those up right away, and you have atmospheric condensers that could do it. But they won't. Oh, we'll give the water to LA. Stupidest move in the world. Refill Kern Lake, I forgot the other lake, and then Tulare Lake. If you do it within 5 years, you'll stop the greater Dust Bowl. If not, you're screwed big time. This affects Mexico, America, Western America, goes straight up to Canada, Alaska, and Russia. This is one reason why Russia invaded Canada. But nobody listens to old Uncle Al. Enjoy. And don't forget, I'm going to try to put out another one about prepping and not about bread and circuses or the future, because a lot of you people don't get it. And I feel really sorry for you. Good luck and God bless. And I'll catch you later, folks. You have a nice Sunday. Bye now. See you later.